Bum, 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 bum. Welcome back, my friends. This is BjjBrick Quick. My name is Byron. This is your quick jiu-jitsu podcast. Last week we talked about teaching tips. This week we're talking about, let the cat out of the bag, coaching tips. Those are two different things. I think sometimes we get a little confused about being an instructor or, sharing jiu-jitsu versus coaching somebody. You might have a really great teacher. That person might be a horrible coach. Probably not that extreme, but if your coach is unproductive on the side of the mats and they're stressing you out and they getting in trouble with the referees, that's not a good coach. All right. Coaching tip. As we'll be doing these all week. And you might think, I'm not a coach. What is the point of this, Byron? These tips aren't any good to me. It's not unlikely that you could be put in a situation to coach a teammate before you think so. Even if you're fairly new, you might be at a tournament and, before you know it, someone's hitting the mats and somebody else is already on the mats and coach is already committed to coaching them. And you know what? Get in the corner and coach them. If that's okay with your team. All right. Well, and this might just help you kind of understand the perspective of somebody who is coaching you. Okay. Let's begin. This is a quick podcast. I'll wrap this up here in a minute. First thing here, just understand that this tip is just kind of a fact. Coaching beginners is difficult. Just watch jiu-jitsu. Watch a tournament or watch a couple matches. Beginner jiu-jitsu is different than advanced jiu-jitsu. Sure, advanced jiu-jitsu might have a fast pace, or it might be pretty intense, but a lot of times it's not. A lot of times it's very methodical. It's the people are pacing themselves, or they know what they're looking for. Beginner jiu-jitsu is a fight. They're breathing hard whether they're doing anything. Their adrenaline's pumping no matter what's happening. Does your adrenaline pump? The adrenaline is being released from the adrenal gland no matter what's happening. That doesn't sound as cool. So as somebody who competed, I don't compete anymore. Maybe I'll sit back on the mats when I change my career. Not to do that as a career, but just, I don't know. To keep tangenting myself. I want to be healthy. My job, I need to have working limbs. Anyway, I've competed and I've coached. And coaching beginners is tough. I would say this. Most beginners have a hard time even hearing you. Which is pretty amazing. It takes some skill and some experience to pick up what the coach is saying. I think some referees will attest to this is that, they tell them to stop or do something. It's like, you got to touch those competitors and really let them know, okay, we'll stop. We're off the mat. Let's regroup. They're in a fight. You could be giving the best piece of advice off the mat, and it's not like they're not listening to you. Not that they don't think it's good advice. They don't hear it. I think the term I'm looking for that has taken me almost 4 minutes to find, tunnel vision. They're focused in on one thing, and that's the person in front of them, whether it's trying to submit that person or not get submitted or to score a point, whatever their focus, that's what it is. It's not you. I think it's good if a beginner wants to compete, that's fine. I think it's good if they want to compete that they get a little bit of coaching at the academy. So maybe you have like a little bit of a mock tournament or you just, if you're two white belts and you're going to both be competing, maybe not, whatever, in the future, pretty soon, grab a blue belt or purple belt. Say, hey, will you coach, one of us or both of us as we go? And you get used to trying to receive input from a different source, which isn't you, and acting on that. And trusting that, too. Sometimes your coach will say, let go of that grip. I don't want to let go of that grip. That seems important. It's tough to coach beginners. That's just the way it is. And if you're a beginner and you're hard to coach, don't feel bad. It takes experience. It takes some wins and some losses. Maybe that's an advantage that wrestlers have, is because they have competed a lot on the mat against one other person in a grappling art with a coach yelling at them, or giving them advice in a calm manner. They're better adjusted to dealing with that. Hope you've enjoyed the podcast today. If you want to support the BjjBrick podcast, or you're just new to jiu-jitsu, maybe you don't want to support the podcast, but if you are new to jiu-jitsu, you can still go check out the BjjBrick's own audiobook. I butchered up the title of this. It's called Your First Year of BJJ, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'll walk you through what was going to happen in that first year. It's about 2.5 hours long. I'll talk to you about finding the right gym, what techniques to focus on, dealing with frustrations, this sort of things, and what to really expect. It's just like this. It's like an audiobook. It's like a podcast, but it's a little bit longer. Not 5 minutes. 2.5 hours. Anyway, go to BjjBrick.com. Find the shop. It'll be right in there, my friends. Hope you will have a great day and stay sweaty, my friend.